So, as I said, you're not in any trouble.
Okay.
I just wanted to speak to you in relation to some concerns that have been raised with us in relation to some stuff that's been posted online, particularly around travel to certain areas that perhaps we wouldn't necessarily class as particularly safe havens to go to.
Okay.
So I just wondered if...
Can I start off with your names and
of
numbers,
course.
please?
Yeah, so that's who I am.
I watch auditors online. You have to pronounce it as you've come to my house.
Yeah.
And literally woke me up.
I'll write it down for you if you want.
When I ask for your names and badge numbers,
Yeah.
or names and I think it's warrant numbers or collar numbers. Literally, you have to pronounce it.
Okay, are you recording? Is that why you'd like us to?
I don't know. Am I?
Okay.
For what purpose?
What do you mean for what purpose? I'm allowed to record.
Yeah.
I'm in a public place.
Right. Okay.
Because this is for my own protection, so you don't screw my words.
Are you recording or are you on the phone to somebody though?
I'd have to answer that.
Okay. Well, I don't think that.
Yeah. So the problem is I just wanted to have an open and frank conversation. As I said, I'm not here to trick you. It's not about getting you into trouble. Just want to talk to you about some concerns that we've had or we've been made aware of in relation to some travel. Like I said, to country that as I said, we wouldn't necessarily consider particularly safe, and we're just trying to understand the reasons for that travel. And it might be that it's perfectly legitimate travel, and it's just to ensure that actually you are safe and you're kind of keeping yourself safe when you are places like that.
I did vlogging in Iraq, Afghanistan. Plenty of people online do vlogs, and they don't get stopped by police like this. I'm confused why I am. So, what was the concern then? There must have been something specific in the concern for you to turn up at my house at 10 a.m, 9:30, whatever.
The type of people that you're engaging with in Afghanistan would probably be a concern.
Yeah, and
Do you not agree?
there's a YouTuber called Harry, and he did literally a video interview with the Taliban as well.
Right.
And he hasn't got interviewed or intervened by the police. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So I'm confused. There must have been a specific allegation then, or report that. Well, obviously.
So you obviously think there is a specific allegation.
Yeah, because for you to turn up at my house and literally ask to interview me, basically.
I'm not interviewing you. I'm not interviewing you. Like I said, you're not in any trouble. You're not under caution. Whatever you say is not going to be used as evidence. We're here to make sure that to ensure your welfare and that you are safe. Essentially, we're not here to interrogate you or it's not about prosecuting you for anything, but we've had this information and we just want to ensure actually that you're safe and the reasons for those travel.
Yeah, so
it's not a trick. We're not here to trick you or catch you out.
Had an appointment with my GP as well.
Okay.
And we were discussing Afghanistan and Iraq and the types of people I was interacting with, and he said he has no concerns. So I'm confused why you're here, because that would invalidate your entire argument about making sure I'm okay. Because you're now saying you're approaching it from potentially a mental health angle, or
no, not necessarily a mental health. Just as I said, you're travelling to Afghanistan, where I don't know what the current Foreign Commonwealth Office advice is.
Do not travel. It has been like that, but
so
it says do not travel to Iraq, and it was really safe. Jordan, when I went there, that was a do not travel, and that couldn't have been a safer country. Probably safer than the UK. Certainly London. Because I lived in London and it's a shithole.
Yeah.
And even safer than parts of Aldershot,
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Literally, they're abroad. You tell the police something, and they're hot on it. Here, you get taken out of bed at 10. But then when you try and phone up and report a stolen bike yesterday,
Is that what you were right?
you don't even answer the phone.
Right.
So and that was 25 minutes on the phone, still no answer. It's a bit laughable.
Is it so when you go out to these countries? You said that you're a V blogger.
Vlogger, yeah.
Okay. What does that mean?
You're a police officer and you don't know what a vlogger is.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a trick question, isn't it? I would rather you be honest with me, because
I genuinely don't know. Is it like a video? So you do videos?
You can't get this far in your police career and not know what a vlogger is.
Okay, so we're talking about technology, the way technology is advancing, right? You can see I'm like mid-age. I cannot keep up with it. So no, you're right. I don't necessarily. I know what podcasts are.
Or YouTuber, is that the same sort of thing?
Yeah,
Different
well,
terminology.
it can be. Imagine a blogger, but in video format. Okay. But then usually like capturing content for a specific reason.
Okay. And what's that reason?
What, my reason, or
yeah,
the question wasn't really specific, to be fair. My reason, basically, just to capture my travel.
Right. Okay.
And basically exploring new culture, exploring new countries, and hoping to capture the good side of life.
Okay.
You want the story of you want the story of I met all these terrorists and
yeah, but how did they treat you?
Very well. Like,
you weren't concerned in any way, or
no, because you go there, you go to these countries, and you kind of know what they're going to treat you well in order to in order to remember that country in a specific way. It doesn't mean you're gonna be like onboarded as another terrorist or like as another Al Qaeda or as another whatever. It doesn't mean that. You guys are just crazy for thinking that, and whoever reported it, I would probably guess who it was, to be fair.
okay.
Probably as part of another police case where I reported them. But yeah.
So how did you get in with them then? You said the Taliban.
That was a very loaded question, because I didn't get in with them.
Okay.
It was when, the first time or the second time? So I interviewed them, and then second time had lunch with them. Well, technically both times had lunch. The first time, I asked my tour guide to interview the Taliban. And he said he'll see what he can do. He phoned some government officials, and then basically ended up at this Pajman Valley place. And then, basically, with hills in the background, interviewed them. Then we had lunch after, because that's what they asked me to do. And the second time, basically, some of them remembered my face. When I was there in Afghanistan, that basically intelligence services would follow my car, stuff like that.
What intelligence services? What, from the Taliban?
Yeah,
or like
Taliban, yeah.
Tour guide type?
Taliban.
Okay.
You don't have an intelligence service for a tour guide.
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, basically they would follow my car, and basically we got to this place where it's in one of my videos, where two intelligence services basically came up and then asked me questions about how to improve their country, stuff like that, and also the fact that, basically they were asking me, specifically what I would improve. I obviously said, I teach, education seems to be poor. Women's rights, women's education seems to be non-existent. And then also that basically there was one more thing, visa, which they did end up changing within like 2 weeks of me leaving. And the visa process being very difficult because I had to travel previously to Dubai and Saudi and all this as a middle country, just to get a visa. And literally within two weeks of me leaving, they rolled out this new system where you can apply for a visa online. So they kind of listened. And then from there, they literally said both times that I was there, if ever I run into any issues in Afghanistan, that I can just phone this number, and I'd either be undetained, so released from being detained, or unarrested or anything like that. You're wanting me to say you're wanting me to say they captured me, they detained me, they forced me to believe a certain opinion. That's not the case.
That at all.
That's not the case.
So I guess really, so when you talked about kind of the education system and stuff like that, because that's obviously something that you are aware of or notice, or it's reported in the mainstream media, whatever it is, I take it from that you're quite supportive of women having education and all that kind of stuff, or because obviously you would have had different opinions, wouldn't you? So how did that
I bet whoever reported it didn't also report that I was teaching women in Afghanistan.
No, and that's obviously why we wanted to have a conversation with you, because we get one
side of the story,
a little bit of information,
one very
which
small
sounds
side,
quite concerning, but actually when.
So I was teaching for an organisation called OSID, Organisations for Sustainable Integrated Development. It's an NGO in Afghanistan.
Okay.
It was funded by United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and was teaching for 3 months. Was it 2025, last year?
Okay.
Between January and March. And the Ministry of Defence know this, so if they reported it, it's a false report. Because, again, reporting one side of the story is very misleading. Basically, I even published a letter, so if you had done your due diligence, you would know this, rather than just trusting a report. I published a letter showing the employment online, an actual letter from the organisation. Was teaching women, was teaching men, was teaching like girls as young as like 15, 16, computing, IT, developing also their English, and then basically trying to make the best out of a bad situation, because Taliban obviously ban girls' education, not for the reasons people think though.
Okay.
It's because like girls' schools were being basically bombed by men dressing up as women, and as such they couldn't put in place any security measures.
Right.
So obviously men dressing up in a women's burqa and then going kaboom in front of a school doesn't create a safe environment for girls and all that. I don't support the angle of women's education in the sense of the Taliban's perspective. I'm all for women's, girls, men's, boys' education. I was teaching children in London, for example, like in an after-school club and in a summer camp.
Is that sort of teaching your kind of thing then, or?
Yeah, teaching computing, like in a actual formal environment, not just unpaid, relaxed. It was paid, it was formal, it was structured, had to be criminal record checked, blah, 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 blah.
Right, yeah, sure, okay.
I support girls going to school in a safe environment.
As we all would, yeah.
If I believe the reason that the Taliban said about that, men dressing up as women to blow themselves up in front of schools, well, who am I to say that's not true? But equally, I don't believe it's entirely true, because they're extreme with some of their views. Just because a country has an extreme government doesn't make it unsafe doesn't just mean it's unsafe to visit, go on holiday to. That's just the UK government's cop out to basically avoid any issues, but also because they don't want to act as a mediator to all of these countries, unlike Qatar, unlike all the other Middle Eastern countries, Dubai, the UAE, sorry, it's not really a country, it's a city. But yeah, I support women's education. That's a interesting question. I don't see why anyone wouldn't support women's education unless they were misogynistic and sexist and all these other lovely words. But yeah.
Like you say, I guess the issue is it's all kind of mainstream reporting, isn't it? And it's difficult to kind of work out what's true and what isn't necessarily, I guess. And you kind of going out there, you kind of see it from both angles. So is there any plans to return there to kind of carry on with? Is it a humanitarian? Is that kind of what you go there for? I know you say you're teaching and stuff like that, but is it kind of under the humanitarian type stuff, or?
Humanitarian was done when I was in Dubai, mixture between remote and also obviously the start of the arrangement, like meeting the UNDP representative and stuff like that was done face to face in Kabul. I don't think I have to really answer if I'm going again, because it's freedom to travel. No. Unless you stop me and take away my passport, there's no reason why I can't travel there. Because the police, GCHQs, obviously cyber, MI5, MI6, if they had any concerns about me travelling and about freedom of travel, they take passports away. You can't really stop someone leaving the country.
No, but like I said to you earlier, it is not a trick. We're not here to catch you out. You know, you're travelling to a country where you say the Foreign Commonwealth advises against all travel. If something happens to you out there, then you've got no recourse to for embassy stuff, have you, really? I mean, your travel insurance will be completely null and void, so you won't have any medical...
You get separate travel insurance.
Do you actually, though? Yeah. I bet it costs an absolute fortune, doesn't it?
No, you get local travel insurance. Iraq, for example, you get, as part of your visa, it's included from the Iraqi government. Not the Republic of Iraq, but the Baghdad side of Iraq. There's two governments in Iraq.
Okay.
So when you speak about Iraq, it's not the Kurdistan region, it's the main, I call it the main region. The main region includes your insurance, includes the cost of your visa and stuff like that.
Did you feel safe when you're out there?
Which place?
Any of it?
Any of the places?
Well, no, because the question's loaded around one country, I'm guessing.
No, not necessarily. No. Afghanistan, Iraq, you've been to both, have you?
Jordan. Morocco.
Yeah. You've been to Syria, I assume, have you, or have you?
Not yet.
Not yet. Is that what's on your list, and I assume, is it?
I don't know.
So what draws you to those countries rather than, I don't know, Africa, where they also need humanitarian?
Because it's not necessarily just for humanitarian stuff. It's mainly to capture a different side of life, because most people in the UK just don't really go beyond their front door, and they don't really know much beyond their front door.
No, I guess people feel safe here, don't they? So
No.
the travel, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I know you were saying about it's not London.
Yeah.
But I'd say.
With the constant stabbings and with
Yeah,
the constant
yeah.
phone thefts and.
But I think you're. It's not. They're not countries I probably want to travel to. I probably feel a little bit anxious, but I've never been, so. I don't have that experience that you have, so that's why we're asking these questions. You have first-hand experience.
So why are you
of
not
being
asking if Saudi Arabia, if UAE, if all of these other countries are safe?
Have you been there then? Have you been
your
there?
questions
'Cause
are
we're
only
not-
around Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria,
Well, yeah.
as you said.
Yeah.
Why these specific countries? Because these must be countries the UK is going to war with, or
Is Saudi, what's the foreign Commonwealth advice on Saudi at the minute, and Qatar?
even UAE was at one point do not travel.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
anymore though, is it?
No, but it was at one point. So why are we saying like do not travel to these countries when?
Because I think it's specific countries that we're interested in, not a general. Are you travelling to all of these countries?
Okay, so it is
It's
specific countries that you're interested in.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
So you go there and you like to do your teaching, and then on this,
That was
as well as
Afghanistan.
that is the
No,
these sort of-
that was Afghanistan. I did teaching in London, Afghanistan, all this, but not the other countries. There's the opportunity to set up a teaching company in Afghanistan, like a hacking academy and stuff like that. Would I want to? Maybe. Would I? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really know yet, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's more the vlogging, it's more capturing different cultures, perspectives, meeting actual people, seeing the human side of life rather than just trusting the news. Because people in the UK are so obsessed with this GB News channel, for example, that they just believe what is put in front of them.
So where do you post this? Is this just for you, or do you have a channel that you post and you want to, show other people what it's like you said, your side of things?
There's stuff about the UK that I don't post because it's secret, for example. It doesn't mean I post every single video about Afghanistan, Iraq, Jordan, Morocco, Saudi. Because even if you capture, videos walking around on army bases, legally done. Even if you capture interactions with those intelligence services abroad, doesn't mean you'll publish them. And then also here in the UK, I've got a whole fucking notebook in London still of one of the most secret sites in the UK, because it was part of an Insights Day and we were allowed to write down notes. Would that mean I'd publish them online? No.
What do you mean?
So,
Go on.
I was going to say, so who is it? No, you go first because I think your question's probably.
I was just going to say, what's an Insights Day?
Insights Day.
Yeah.
It was for the RAF.
Okay.
About the three-sided radar system, that military base in the UK.
So who do you work for then? You sound like really kind of in with the military. You said you're the MOD, you've written a letter to the MOD and all that stuff.
I was under Ministry of Defence sponsorship for my degree.
And when does that run
Still
out?
recording. No, as in it's gone.
Oh, okay.
You already know about this because it was a female officer that was talking about this too, because I was being harassed by a British Army soldier who works for Ministry of Defence. He tried to recruit me to be an intelligence officer for the UK. And so long story short.
So do you get paid for your vlogging and stuff?
For vlogging?
Yeah. And
Not really.
No.
No, not really. No, I don't.
And how do you kind of fund your travel out there?
I work.
You do work?
There is an actual thing a British person does called work. Maybe a surprise to the average British person who is on the dole on benefits, who doesn't actually try in life. but I do work.
You do work. Would you mind if I ask you where, or are you not going to tell me that?
I own my own limited company.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that specialise in?
AI chatbots, developing software for lots of different companies.
Well, there you go. You're way more intelligent than I am already then, because...
Eventually going to teach people how to hack as well. The good side of hacking. Because you did look at me a bit weird.
I did look at it when you said, oh, wow.
It's not illegal to teach people how to hack as long as it's done in a defensive security kind of way. It's only becomes illegal when you have bad intentions of doing it.
Okay.
This boy knows law.
So you're going to carry on with your own company then? You're not going to look at sort of employment elsewhere in cybersecurity and all that sort of stuff?
Because there's no opportunities out there? No. You say how good the UK is, but then after the MOD pulled out their sponsorship of me, I lost the window of applying for graduate roles, even internships, year-long placements, stuff like that. As a result, I'm on the back foot. Might have got, about 6k from them. 6k in sponsorship from the MOD. But 6k versus potentially a year-long placement, summer placement with any type of company with a grad scheme as well. 40k, for example, is the average grad scheme for is 40k. It's just a huge letdown. Then your next question will be, surely if you've been let down by a government department like the MOD, won't you launch like a revenge thing? No, of course not. It's stupid to ask questions. Your same officer asked these types of questions. I'm getting fed up with it.
No, I wasn't actually going to ask that question.
I'm sure you won't.
Okay. So, have you kind of developed any kind of long-term working relationships with people abroad?
Abroad, of course. Developed friendships with people abroad. The Taliban messaged me on WhatsApp from abroad. Like, it doesn't mean I am a terrorist. It doesn't mean I have intentions to blow up something just because I'm Muslim, you know? It's just if someone needs something from me, like not money, but like knowledge, advice, to be steered in the right direction, maybe for some materials for like teaching something or being taught something, then of course like messages are usually open. So.
And this is all kind of your own sort of free will. There's no
pressure.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
There's no pressure from the Taliban. There's no pressure from the Iraqi government. There's no pressure from Saudi government to balance it out. And there seems to be more pressure at the moment from the UK government, seeing as the UK government want you here. So.
And what do you mean by that? In terms who?
Well, you're talking about there's been concerns potentially by FCDO, especially around travel, about interactions, about a limited side of the story in whoever reported this. But yeah.
Okay. No. Okay. So, I guess really my advice to you is we can't stop you travelling to places like that. Like you say, you're your own free person, your own free will, you can travel as and where you want to go.
I'm taking pictures.
I don't know. Sorry, carry on.
What?
It's a public place. And you're a self-defense officer.
I'm just asking why you're taking pictures though.
Content.
Or have you taken pictures?
Content,
okay.
Content, because whoever reported this, clearly there's an agenda and don't appreciate being woken up. Usually it's courtesy to make an appointment.
Okay. Well, all I'd say to you is if you are going to travel to these places, you just need to be careful.
I'm always careful. You know, if that's bodyguard, I'm bodyguard abroad or whatever. I'm always careful. Governments abroad always look after you in terms of, and I have to clarify that, I don't mean look after in terms of try and persuade you, but always protected. If that is car following you, if that is like 2 streets across, someone always on the phone. Happened in Iraq, happened in Afghanistan, happened in Jordan. My taxi driver was having to give updates about a taxi driver in Jordan was having to give updates about where I was. Happens wherever you go.
Okay. I mean, I understand that you're pissed off that we, got you out of bed and
I'm annoyed.
else.
I'm annoyed about one side of the story, to be fair.
But that's why we come to speak to you, and I think.
Well, no, because this is going to go on whatever police national computer, and you're going to write it up exactly like that police officer did, the female police officer. Apparently, me threatening to report her when I didn't. I captured all of that on video, and for some reason, she wrote it up.
What was that about?
That was about the harassment. So what turned as me reporting someone for harassment ended up now me being painted as the bad guy in her write-up because I requested under data protection. And honestly,
but I guess
police are a disgrace in this country for that exact reason. They make victims out as bad people, and they make innocent people like me out as bad people because I haven't committed any crime.
I know, and I was going to say to you, why would you? That's why I'm confused. Why you feel you'd end up on the police national computer because you've not committed
because
any
you
crime.
put intelligence on there.
But we're here.
You put intelligence information on there, and that intelligence information has to come to light eventually.
We have a job to do, as you do when you go and you like to teach and all the rest of it. We have a job of safeguarding, and that's the reason we're here. It's just to make sure that you're okay. And that is it. And I get the sense that you don't like that you're frustrated with that. You're taking pictures. If it was just asking, are you taking pictures? Just so we're aware.
You don't have to be aware of everything I do, though.
But if you're taking a picture of me, if I take a picture of you, I would tell you or ask you.
Well, because you're bound by DPA 18 UK GDPR, where you have to.
We were just talking about
from my perspective, I'm an individual. The same provisions under GDPR, under the applicable law, which is DPA 18, don't apply to me because I am an individual. If I was representing a company, sure.
But then you're saying from a personable level, it's polite to ask, isn't it? You've said to me it's polite that we could have made you an appointment.
You're performing a job. I'm not.
Okay, that's fine. I think it's nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Do you have any questions?
What's your names and colour numbers?
I'll give you. You can write them down.
No, as in I'm asking, why are you not giving them? Like.
We don't have to give them. I can show you my warrant card.
How about if I can't read?
Okay. Well, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, you teach.
No, that's a very jump